Have you ever felt something inside you shift, quietly, mysteriously, almost imperceptibly, as if the universe was reaching out and trying to wake up your consciousness? That sudden moment when everything around you looks exactly the same, but somehow feels completely different. A chill sliding down your spine without warning. A pressure in your chest that appears out of nowhere. A thought so strange it feels like it didn't come from your own mind. A brief distortion in your perception, like reality itself flickered and revealed a hidden layer beneath the ordinary. These moments are not random. These sensations are not just stress. They are the first signals of a spiritual awakening rising through the quantum field, tapping on the walls of your awareness, asking, no, urging you to finally pay attention. And maybe for years, you tried to ignore it. Maybe you brushed these experiences aside because you didn't know how to explain them to anyone. Maybe you convinced yourself it was just your imagination, or exhaustion, or coincidence. But deep down, a part of you has always known there was something more. A deeper sensitivity, a unique intuition, a subtle frequency inside you that reacts to things other people never notice. Your subconscious mind has been whispering, nudging, waiting for the exact moment when your consciousness would rise high enough to hear the truth behind the noise. And now, you're starting to hear it. You're starting to feel it. Something inside you is responding to a vibration you cannot see but can no longer deny. Your thoughts are shifting in frequency. Your perception is widening, stretching toward a reality you've never fully understood. Your energy feels unstable, not because something is wrong, but because the old version of you can't hold the expansion that's happening within. The quantum field around you is rearranging itself. Your life, your emotions, your encounters, your intuition has begun to reflect this shift in ways that feel surreal, intense, and impossible to explain with ordinary language. That's why your dreams have become sharper, almost cinematic, why they feel like messages coded in symbols instead of random stories. That's why synchronicities appear everywhere you look. The same numbers, the same names, the same patterns that follow you like a secret code. That's why you've been feeling emotions before events even happen, sensing shifts in people's energy without a single word spoken. These are not coincidences. These are not mistakes. These are cracks in the old perception, openings in the hidden reality behind the physical world. Proof that your spiritual awakening has already begun. You're not tired. Your vibration is rising. You're not anxious. Your awareness is expanding. You're not overwhelmed. You're remembering who you were before the world taught you to forget. The discomfort you feel is not a warning. It's an invitation. It's the universe adjusting your frequency, pulling you toward the exact moment when you finally step into who you were meant to be. And today, in this very moment, you're going to understand what your body has been signaling, what your subconscious mind has been protecting, and why your perception has been shifting so intensely. You're about to enter the space where consciousness shapes matter, where emotion becomes energy, where intention reprograms your field, and where spiritual awakening transforms from abstract concept into lived, undeniable experience. This video, shocking, awakening symptoms, the universe is forcing you to see, did not reach you by accident. And from this point on, I, channel name, specialist in quantum consciousness and vibrational transformation, will guide you deep into the quantum field of your own mind. Stay with me, because what comes next is going to make you question everything you thought you understood about yourself and choose evolution. Before we continue, subscribe now, activate the notification bell, and comment, "I'm ready," if you're truly willing to wake up. Because what's about to unfold is only the beginning of something far greater. It often begins in the most ordinary moment imaginable, when nothing on the outside suggests that your entire inner reality is about to shift. Picture someone who has lived the same life for years, waking up before dawn, driving the same familiar roads, rushing through a routine that never changes. The rhythm becomes mechanical, automatic, almost numb. Days blur into one another. There is no silence, no pause, no space for the mind to notice the subtle movements happening beneath the surface. And then, without warning, something interrupts the routine. Not loudly, not dramatically, but with a force so subtle it can rearrange an entire lifetime. It starts as a night of unexpected insomnia. Not the anxious kind, but a strange internal vibration that seems to hum beneath the skin, keeping the body awake even when the mind is exhausted. It feels like a pulse rising from deep within, as if the quantum field of consciousness were sending a signal, urging awareness to open. The next morning, nothing looks different, yet everything feels different. Colors seem slightly sharper. Familiar sounds carry new depth. There's a lingering sensation in the air, a heightened perception that can't be explained. And then it happens. A déjà vu so strong it disrupts the moment, bending time for a second. A conversation freezes, a gesture repeats, and something inside whispers, "Pay attention." These are awakening symptoms, subtle but undeniable. Symptoms the universe uses when it's forcing you to see what you've ignored for too long. The mind tries to rationalize, but the body knows. The subconscious mind knows, and the energy rising within becomes too precise to dismiss. As days pass, the sensations intensify. A quiet pressure builds in the chest. Thoughts become louder, sharper, almost guided. The inner vibration grows stronger, as if the soul itself were expanding against the limits of the old identity. Certain people suddenly feel distant. Certain places feel heavy. Certain habits feel impossible to continue. It's not mood. It's not coincidence. It's the quantum consciousness waking up, recalibrating frequency, preparing awareness to cross into a reality occulta that was always there, waiting. One person described this moment perfectly. It felt like I was standing in my own life, but slightly outside of it, watching everything shift 1 millimeter at a time. That is exactly how the universe knocks. Quietly, insistently, with a strange familiarity that feels both unsettling and comforting. You think you're just exhausted, or overwhelmed, or unfocused, but something inside you knows that isn't the truth, because beneath the confusion, there is a pull, a subtle sense of expansion, a whisper in your perception saying something enormous is about to change. And this is where your journey begins, not in certainty, but in awareness. Not in answers, but in the recognition that you're finally hearing what has been calling you for years. The spiritual vibration rising inside you is not random. It's a sign, a signal that your consciousness is aligning with a frequency you were always meant to reach. And it's happening now, whether you feel ready or not. If this resonates with you, if any part of this feels like your story, then let your presence here be intentional. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your experience, because your engagement isn't just support, it's energy. It strengthens the field around everyone awakening right now. And tell me in the comments, have you ever felt something like this? Have you noticed these signs? I want to hear your story. And if you've ever wondered why these sensations felt so strange, so out of place, so easy to dismiss, it's because no one ever taught you how to recognize them. From the moment you were a child, the world trained you to look outward, not inward. School rewarded you for memorizing facts, not for noticing your own perception. Work praised productivity, not intuition. Society applauded stability, not sensitivity. They conditioned you to trust the visible world and ignore the hidden reality beneath it. So of course you didn't see the signs. You were trained not to. You were taught to silence the part of you that sensed more than what your eyes could see. When your subconscious mind tried to communicate through dreams, you were told they were meaningless. When your energy shifted, you were told you were being dramatic. When your intuition warned you, you were told to be rational. Little by little, layer by layer, the world built barriers around your consciousness, convincing you to doubt your own frequency, your own perception, your own awareness. But the veil is lifting now, not because the world suddenly changed, but because you did. Your consciousness awakening disrupts the programming you've carried your entire life. Suddenly, the things that never made sense start fitting together with eerie precision. The moments you wrote off as coincidence reveal themselves as spiritual signals. The emotions you dismissed as random waves show themselves as vibrational alignments. The thoughts you assumed were imagination turn out to be impulses rising from the quantum field surrounding you. Even modern science is beginning to expose what ancient teachings have whispered for centuries. Researchers studying the science of consciousness are discovering that the mind extends beyond the brain, interacting with fields of information that can't be measured conventionally. Quantum field theory suggests that reality is shaped not only by physical matter, but by the observer's perception. Neurovibration studies show that emotional states alter frequency patterns in ways that influence decision-making, memory, and intuition. The evidence is everywhere, and yet for most of your life, no one told you any of this. And there's a reason for that. A person who understands their own perception becomes harder to manipulate. Someone who recognizes spiritual signals becomes harder to control. Someone who sees the hidden layers of reality can no longer be kept inside a box designed to limit their expansion. What you're feeling now, the discomfort, the curiosity, the awakening, it's not confusion. It's your consciousness reclaiming territory that was always yours. If you're seeing this, click like, show that you're ready to change. The truth is, you were never blind. You were simply focused on the wrong things. You were taught to trust noise instead of intuition, logic instead of energy, structure instead of flow. And now that the quantum field is stirring within you, the old explanations no longer satisfy you. You sense patterns behind people's words. You feel energy before you enter a room. You know when something aligns or doesn't, even if you can't explain why. You're no longer responding to the world through habit. You're responding through perception. And that shift is everything. Because once you start seeing through the veil, you realize how much was hidden from you. Not to harm you, but because the world is not built for awakened minds. But you're awakening anyway. And in the next part, we're going to go deeper into the signals, the patterns, and the energetic changes that prove your consciousness is expanding right now. And once the veil begins to lift, the universe stops relying on subtle whispers and starts communicating through sensations that cut through the noise of your everyday life. These are activation symptoms, clear, precise, and impossible to overlook once you know what they truly are. They're the universe sending you signs that your consciousness is shifting, your vibration is rising, and your perception is beginning to tune into the hidden reality beneath the surface of this one. Spiritual awakening starts just like this, quietly at first, then all at once, reshaping the way you feel, think, and experience the world. The first awakening sign is the inner vibration, a kind of anxiety without a story attached to it. It shows up in the chest, the hands, the spine, a subtle trembling as if your energy is rearranging itself from the inside out. It hits when you're alone in your car, or brushing your teeth, or lying awake at night with no reason for your heart to race. One person described it as a silent earthquake happening inside my body, a frequency rising before the mind even understands what's happening. This is the first sign your consciousness is starting to awaken, the moment the quantum field nudges you out of the old frequency you no longer fit into. The second sign appears in synchronicities, déjà vu, and impossible coincidences. You think of someone and they text you seconds later. You ask the universe a question silently, and the answer appears on a billboard, in a song lyric, in a stranger's conversation. You keep seeing repeating numbers, 111, 333, 777, as if the universe is marking your path with signals only you can recognize. A woman once told me she kept encountering the same word in 5 different places in one day, after years of never hearing it once. That wasn't coincidence. That was alignment, the quantum field communicating directly with your perception. The third sign is a profound shift in values. What once felt meaningful now feels empty. What once defined you no longer fits your new frequency. You begin to distance yourself from people who drain your energy, not out of rejection, but out of clarity. This is your subconscious mind adjusting your internal compass, stripping away old patterns that cannot survive the expansion of consciousness. You crave authenticity, depth, truth. Your energy field starts rejecting anything that doesn't align. The fourth sign shows up in dreams, visions, and symbolic images that echo through your mind long after you wake. Nights become intense, almost cinematic. You wake with feelings you can't explain, messages you didn't ask for, or insights that appear in a flash. This is your subconscious mind releasing coded information. Because during sleep, resistance dissolves and your perception opens to the hidden reality more easily. The universe speaks most clearly when your conscious mind finally gets quiet. The fifth awakening sign is the unmistakable sense of urgency, the feeling that something is calling you, something you're meant to step into. You wake up with a pull in your chest, a knowing that your life is about to shift direction. It's not fear, it's recognition. Many describe it as a mission I can feel but can't name yet. This is the universe sending you signs that your expansion is already underway, that your next chapter is waiting for you to claim it. And the moment you recognize these signs, something clicks inside you. The confusion softens, the fear lightens, the awakening gains momentum. These symptoms aren't random. They're the quantum field recalibrating your entire experience of reality, aligning your vibration with who you're becoming. If any of these signs resonate with you, acknowledge them. Let yourself feel what your consciousness is trying to reveal. And share this video with someone who needs to see it. The universe may be trying to wake both of you up at the same time. You've come this far, felt the vibration rising inside you, recognized each awakening sign, and allowed your perception to stretch beyond what once felt safe. You've seen how the universe has been speaking to you through subtle impulses, synchronicities, dreams, and the quiet pull of your subconscious mind. And now you stand in the space between who you were and who you are becoming. This is the threshold where the expansion of consciousness begins to demand a decision. You've witnessed the hidden reality beneath your old life. You've felt the quantum field responding to your thoughts, your emotions, your frequency. Now the question is no longer whether the universe is trying to wake you up. It's whether you're willing to answer. Because awakening consciousness is not a passive shift. It's an active choice. A moment where you stop negotiating with the limits that kept you asleep and finally step into the energy that has been building inside you. And the unexpected truth is that this moment isn't just about your personal path. It's not only about your healing, your clarity, your evolution. Something much larger is happening through you. When the quantum field nudges you toward awareness, it's because your shift affects more than your own life. A single awakened mind becomes a point of coherence in the field, influencing the vibration of everyone around it. Your awakening is not isolated. It's part of a broader movement unfolding quietly across the world. This is why your thoughts feel different now, why your perception is sharper, why your old life feels smaller every day. The energy moving through you is not random, it's purposeful. As your frequency rises, your mind begins to touch layers of reality that were previously hidden. You start noticing truths that were always there, but impossible to perceive through the old lens. You begin to see how the subconscious mind isn't just a storage space for memories, but a gateway into the field of information that surrounds you. The expansion of consciousness you're experiencing is not an accident. It's a realignment, a quantum shift pulling you into resonance with your deeper nature. And yet this transformation can feel overwhelming, because you're stepping into a version of yourself that doesn't fit neatly into your old structures. The life you lived before awakening can no longer contain the energy you're carrying now. What once felt normal now feels distant. What once felt comfortable now feels constricting. You sense a new identity forming within you, built not from past experiences, but from the potentials encoded in your awareness. This is the moment where you're asked to choose, not between right and wrong, but between contraction and expansion, between comfort and truth, between living asleep and living awake. You reached this point because something inside you refused to stay small. Something inside you aligned with a frequency you didn't consciously choose, but undeniably felt. And now, whether you realize it or not, the universe is using you as a channel of transformation. Your shift influences others. Your presence affects the energy of rooms. Your clarity creates openings for other people to see more clearly. Awakening is never a solitary event. It radiates outward, touching lives in ways you may never witness but will always contribute to. And standing here, at this invisible doorway, you can feel it. The pressure, the expansion, the pull forward. This is the portal of choice. Not an external gate, but an internal alignment. You've seen the signs. You've understood the meaning behind them. And now the next step is yours. Will you continue resisting the changes your consciousness is already initiating? Or will you step fully into the energy that has been rising to meet you? Because something much bigger is happening, and you're part of it. The quantum field doesn't choose people randomly. It chooses those who are ready, even if they don't feel ready yet. And if you're here, listening to this, it's because you are already crossing into a new state of awareness. And what comes next will take you even deeper. In the next video, we're going to explore a truth that has been hidden from you your entire life. Science hid this from you. Your consciousness creates everything. You're not going to want to miss what is about to be revealed. Before you move forward, leave your mark here. Type yes in the comments if you're ready for this hidden truth, if you're ready to see beyond the surface, if you're ready to expand. And make sure you're subscribed, turn on the notifications, and open your mind for what comes next, because your awakening has only just begun. If this video sparked something inside you, that first flicker of expanded consciousness, then honor that shift. Hit the like button right now, subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes that will take you even deeper into the hidden layers of reality, and share this video with at least one person who is still asleep and needs to wake up. Your engagement isn't just support, it is energy. It strengthens this field, and it helps this message reach those who are ready. And before you go, tell me in the comments, which of the 5 awakening signs resonated most with you? Let's ignite this community, rise together, and keep this frequency expanding. I'll see you in the next video. And get ready, because science is about to reveal what truly shapes reality.